Good evening, Noswaitha, Croizo, welcome back to the channel. Here we are once again on Puzzle Combat. I do apologise, it's been a few days since I last did a video. There are numerous reasons for this, some of them involving my personal life, my ongoing divorce, yay, and some of them involve me being a little bit ill, and some of them involve me not being able to get petrol for my car because some idiots have rushed out in the UK and bought up all the petrol even though they don't need it, and so on and so forth. So it's been a bit of a tough few days. However, let's not dwell on such things. This is life after all, and it only does it get worse? Does it get better? Who knows? Let's not dwell on that. This is a philosophical point, which is not really why we're here. So we are here instead to talk about a few things. The first thing, which has been coming up a lot in global chat, mainly because I keep talking about it, is why do the wheat farms, which are here, you can see there are wheat farms. Look, there's a wheat farm. There's the wheat. There's the leftover hay, straw, sorry. And there's the grain silo. The grain goes into it. Why do they produce chicken? Chicken drumsticks. Why? Why do they produce chicken drumsticks? To me, this is a major question and one which was much debated in global chat. Some people suggested maybe the wheat is used to feed the chickens, but then where do the chickens live? There's no chicken coop. Where is that? Where are they? And then the solution was reached, of course, that the chickens are in fact in a classic cartoon style, standing 5 or 6 atop one another and wandering aimlessly around our bases. And when you click, pretending to be human beings, which is why when you click on them, they salute because that's all they know how to do, and they don't actually serve any other purpose. And as you can see, if you look down here, I'm going to just sort of try to follow this guy a little bit. He's walking up the street. There's 2 of them walking together. Two piles of chickens. Look, chickens. No doubt about it. I think, therefore, we can conclusively conclude that that is where the chickens come from. Anyway, the main purpose of this video is to talk about gold. I like gold. Smoking a pancake. Anyway, for anybody who's not seen Austin Powers' Gold Member, then I should probably point out that that is a film to watch, because otherwise you'll just think I am making lots of weird noises. But I like gold. Now, obviously, as a free-to-play player, I very rarely have an abundance of gold. But at the moment, there is a special offer going on. Has it? Well, maybe it's come to an end. Oh, no, it's because I've bought it, probably. There is a special offer where you can buy 300 gems, and it also gifts 30 gems to every single member of your alliance. Now, I'm very lucky to be in an alliance where I have received numerous gold shipments. I think it's 22 out of 30 members. Gold, 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 gold. Look at all this gold pouring in. And whilst I consider myself a free-to-play player, I will admit that I do occasionally use Google Play credit, which I earn by doing opinion rewards. Google Opinion Rewards is a good way to get a relatively low amount of income, which you can only really spend on Google Play. I mean, it's like you do, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 surveys a week, maybe make about 40p. You're not exactly making a lot of money. That'd be about 50 cents, I would guess, US. So you can do that, and you can basically put it towards Google Play, and then you can spend it on games and what have you, and then I don't feel like I'm cheating my free player credentials. That's my argument anyway. So I did buy this offer for the rest of my team because I felt a bit guilty because everybody else had given me 30 gold and I had not returned anything at all. But I did have enough Google Play credit to buy it without breaking my own rules. Here we go. So now I have 1,311 gold, and it's more gold than I ever normally have, and you get straight onto the point of thinking, what shall I do with this gold? Now, the first thing is, I would say it would be very tempting to do like an elemental summon or an epic hero summon. I would strongly advocate against doing those. Mainly because the returns are not amazing, and at the moment the only heroes I can get are the sort of classic Season 1 heroes. So now is not the time to spend your gold. These guys, some of them are good, don't get me wrong. Not Roshan, sorry. Some of them are good. There are some good heroes in this pile-up, but they are not... Oh, that's just... Sorry, I was just looking at the red. I was thinking, why is it only... They are not... worth spending a lot of money. So Mirage, for example, lovely hero, very good. Nearby silence for 3 turns, really useful skill, especially on raids. To be able to silence your enemies, can stop them doing their special skills, can make them very, very, very dead. But I do have a Mirage, but my Mirage came from a training school. So I would not advocate that now is the best time to be spending gold there. Not to say don't spend gold on summons. What I would say is the best time to spend gold on summons, if you're going to do it, is to do it when there is an event out. And events come up, luckily enough, on the game. There are plenty of events. So, for example, when I come into here, you can see there is a Master Weapons event approaching. So that would soon be a good time to spend gold on an event. Definitely worth doing. So that's one option with gold, is summoning, and that's the best one, to be fair. Now, there are other ones, like speeding things along. Skip weight, 4,076 gold. No, don't skip weight, just be patient. Unless you desperately, urgently need something and it's like so close to being ready, just don't do it. It's not worth it. In terms of food, in terms of training, in terms of anything like that, really bad use of gold. Really bad use of gold. Very, very expensive. Let's see, the only one which I would argue is useful is that you have your chests, and you can skip them to start the next mission instantly. Now, 19 gold is obviously quite a lot, but then I've only just emptied the chest. But let's say that, it's, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the evening, you're thinking of going to bed, you've got full world energy, and your enemy's chest will be ready in an hour. It's worth spending 1 gold, get the enemy's chest ready, blitz your way through it, have all the stuff, and then it'll be ready again for you in the morning. That's if you're sort of playing very regularly and want to take full advantage of the chests. Definitely, like I say, definitely a point to consider. Where else can we spend gold? Hang on, let me think. Let me work my way around. Super sale. Most of the super sales involve spending real money. A lot of the advertised sales will involve spending real money. So you spend the real money to get the gold to then spend on other things. So let me I'm just working my way, trying to logically work my way around the board. Going down the side, yep, okay. And then we go into the shop. So the shop is a useful place to spend a certain amount of gold. Now you can buy gold. As you can see here, gold is expensive to buy. So the amount of gold, I mean, basically, my alliance have very kindly given me about £10 worth of in-game gold, which is rather nice. I mean, I couldn't tell you how much I had to begin with, but they've certainly given me a ton. So they've given me, plenty of gold from my alliance. It can be expensive to buy and whatever else. These are the offers you have to spend real money on. And as I say, I'm a free-to-play player in basic theory, at least, so I don't do that. The featured offers, more often than not, can be bought for gold, but you might want to look at them. Now, they vary a lot. The monthly bundle, it's not a bad bundle, in fairness, for 5,000 gold. It's not too bad. I mean, you get a decent, 5 epic summons, 5 whatever else. Not sure, though, that it's the greatest possible return. Most of those items are, well, they're not easily farmable. They are farmable. Not so much with the weekly bundle. The weekly bundle's probably better because it's got the emblems in it, which are a bit harder to get hold of. Still not an amazing one. They do come up, though, that you get really, really good featured bundles. So it's worth keeping half an eye on it, especially if you have got a bit of gold put to one side. Loot ticket bundle is good if you are using a lot of loot tickets, but if you are a cheap or free-to-play player, you probably won't use many loot tickets. You just play the missions on autoplay. And then you get ones like this sharpshooter's chest, which I would just avoid. Anyone that say get at least 2 of the following, you don't have any idea what you're going to get for your gold. You could well end up with some rubbish. So like where it says get 2 of the following, for 200 gold, I could get, 8 antidotes, which is a really, really bad return. There are times where there are some good offers in here. One I had was 200 gold for 100 small charge drinks, which is quite a good return because small charge drinks are quite expensive in terms of the battle items that they need and so on and so forth. Gold mentioned. Resources, world energy refill can be handy, especially if you're doing challenge events. Try not to do like 50% metal and fill metal. They generally are expensive for what they are. Just wait until you've got it. Hero cap increase you'll probably want to use at some point. Same with weapons cap increase because they allow you to have more heroes and weapons. Personally, I've never bothered with the hero cap, the team cap increase, sorry. When it says team cap, it doesn't mean you can have more heroes on a team. It means that you can have more teams of 5 heroes. Now, let's see, where do we want to go? Edit team. I have got team 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't really change them around. I change them around quite a lot depending on what I'm doing. but I change them as I come to use them rather than just. Yeah, I change them as I come to use them. I don't have set teams for every colour. I just change them. So, like, the team at the top is a team to take. If the team 1 looks like a team to take on a green tank, I wouldn't then use it. Possibly also team 4, but I wouldn't make that my defence team. So you can see my defence team is the one down the bottom. It's the one I change around the least. Though whether it's still set, it is set on my defence team. So that's some of my most powerful ones. You can play around with this quite a bit, but you don't really need more than 5 teams. So that's not a very good use of gold either. Which then brings us to, so where are we at? Combat items. Combat items, not for one combat item, none of these offers are that amazing. Like I said, for 100 gold, I bought... 200 gold, I bought 100 small charge drinks. Well, this is one small charge drink for 20 gold, which implies that for my 200 gold, I should have had 10 small charge drinks, not 100. So that's common sense, isn't it? Shop around, don't rush. And that was on the, here we are, this combat item of the day was the offer. So like 50 defense boosts for 500 gold. That's not too bad a return when you think that a defense boost is 50 gold. So 500 for, you should get 10 for 500 and you're getting 50. Downside is I wouldn't bother buying defense boosts at all. They are not a battle item I ever use, really. Very, very rarely. They tend to get stacked up just because I get given them in various missions and so on. Then they're not useful, by and large. They're not awful, don't get me wrong. They can be useful against Titan war machines, especially ones that do like a defense down. But I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of them. And again, this comes down to think about what you need. Don't just go out and splurge money because you have money. This holds true in real life as well. I should say that. So I got 384 defense boosts. There's no way I'm going to be buying 50 defense boosts. I mean, that's just daft. I don't really use them very much, basically. They end up stashed away. They just sort of sit around and gather dust. I use attack boosts quite a lot because I find them quite useful in challenge events, but not the same for a fence boost. You can also see lifesavers I don't really use. They piled up. Whereas most of the battle items, which I'm in my sort of 30s and what have you, I use quite a lot. I do use health kits quite a lot in fairness, slightly different. They are cheap and I have a lot of them, but I haven't bought any basically. So where am I going to spend my gold? And this is where we go into the sort of realms of like madness and excessiveness and whatever else have you. And now the gold is burning a hole in my pocket, and I have been saying to people, well, like I say, I would suggest the best use of the gold is to wait until an event summons comes out and use it on the event summons. Now, obviously, there is an event summon coming out in 11 hours, 7 minutes. But I'm feeling fruity. And for a long time, I've been thinking, well, it's okay to be Farmer Ben, full stop. But it's time I upgraded to Farmer Ben. And I think that really sort of sums it up. With the extra 3 dots, the ellipsis there, it just makes it turns me from being Farmer Ben, full stop, to Farmer Ben. Almost a question, but not quite. There we are. So there we are. I am now Farmer Ben. See, I think that's perfect for me. I think that's the best use of 500 gold I could possibly make, and I'm extremely proud of it. On this game, as it stands, unlike Empires and Puzzles, where you can change your background and you can buy extra avatars and change your backgrounds and things like that. You can't do that in this game at the moment. The avatars that are available are only the ones that which you have earned or that you start with. So I've got a few event avatars, which I'm lucky enough to have. And yes, the rest you have to earn through various means. Some are like Paths of Valor and things like that. So that's okay, but you can't buy them. You can't buy badges, and you can't change backgrounds. So I've decided to spend my 500 gold on 2 full stops, which means that those 2 full stops are priced at 250 gold each, which arguably is the worst use of gold you could possibly make. But at the same time, it's just something I've wanted to do for a long time. So there we are. So once again, thank you very much to My Alliance for the gifts of the gold. I'm sorry that it has not been used in a useful and valuable way to contribute to the Alliance. Like I say, unless you are feeling particularly frivolous, the use of gold I've just put it to is awful. Basically, wait until the summons options are really good. Elemental summons, I wouldn't bother with them unless you're... Well, no, I just wouldn't bother with them. Same for epic hero summons, unless there is a seasonal event going on and you've got a chance of getting seasonal events. You can rely on your training schools for both of these. So don't be spending the money on the summons. That's my personal advice. I know there's heroes of the month that you can pick up and weapons of the month that you can pick up. They're very hit and miss. I get odd ones, but don't plan to get them unless you're willing to spend a lot of money, and I'm not advocating... Oh, well, I don't spend a lot of money. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just not something I do. Yeah, there we are. Anyway, I hope there was something vaguely useful in that video. Like I say, gold is one of the sort of... Obviously, it's the premium resource in the game. It's not something to hoard indefinitely, because if you hoard it, you're not going to use it. You're not getting anything from it. So you may as well use it and spend it. But I would personally suggest the most useful thing to spend it on generally is summons when there is a challenge event or a seasonal event out. After that, probably consider battle items and expanding your roster spaces. Other than that, I wouldn't really advocate using it anywhere, and I certainly wouldn't advocate advocate that you use it to add an ellipsis onto the end of your name. And an ellipsis, for anybody who's not sure, is the 3 dots I've just added to Farmer Ben. Anyway, there we are. So please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to think what other highlights are coming up. I have been challenged to do a video filmed wearing a black mankini. That has come up. If I do that, I will have to obviously do some kind of intro to prove I'm wearing said black mankini, because otherwise I could just say that I am, and clearly not, but I could. Just like I could say I'm completely... No, let's not go there. Anyway, that's an option. But otherwise, yeah, please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have questions and things like that, I will try and address them. I know I'm a little bit behind. As I say, the last week has been a bit unpleasant for me in real life, and sometimes I just lose enthusiasm for such things. There we go. So thank you very much. It just remains for me to say, may death come swiftly to your enemies. Take care of your good selves. All the best. However, goodbye.